What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today is Thursday, November 7th, 2024. And I was gonna wait till Saturday to make this video, but I have I have plans on Saturday to go see Almost Queen in Westbury, and I have my usual bowling like I do every week. So I want to talk about this now and get it out of the way because we're 2 days after the election, and we all know what I did 2 years ago, like the day after the election. I want to talk about my Nashville and Memphis trip of 2022 in November. So from November 9th through the 14th in 2022, I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and I saw Memphis and went to the Elvis Mansion and his museums in Graceland. So it all starts out with the day of the election. I went to go get my hair cut at the Holy Black Barbershop on the night of the election, and it was Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. I got up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I left the house at like 4 a.m. And we went to LaGuardia Airport, and we arrived there at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And after we went through TSA, we went to go get some Wendy's for breakfast. And not to mention, this was actually at the modern terminal at LaGuardia, the new Terminal B, which has been open for like 4 years now. Yeah, we were at the new LaGuardia terminal, Terminal B. That terminal looks really nice, to be honest. It's a really nice looking terminal for New York City. Yeah, it was my first time actually flying out of that terminal. Matter of fact, it was my first time period flying out of LaGuardia because we usually fly out of Islip or Kennedy. And the sun started coming up at like 5:30 in the morning. And by the time we got to the gate, the sun continued to rise. And we were waiting for our Southwest flight to Nashville. Yeah, we were taking Southwest to Nashville. And the sun was up, and we boarded the plane at like 6:30 in the morning. And the plane didn't take off until 7:15 in the morning. And we took off like 20 minutes later because we were in line for the air traffic. And we got there in like an hour and a half. And I was watching Minions: The Rise of Gru on the way going there. It was like already my third time watching it because I saw it in theaters with my mom and my brothers like in early September that year, and then it came on Peacock like 2 weeks later. So I saw it a second time the minute it debuted on Peacock. And then it was available on the Southwest streaming service, so I watched the movie on the plane going there. And I know Southwest doesn't have any TVs, but you could stream movies on your phone on Southwest because Southwest gives you this streaming service once you connect to their Wi-Fi. So yeah, we took one of their 737s to Nashville, Tennessee. And that was our perfect option because Nashville is a hub for Southwest Airlines. And we arrived there at like 9:45 in the morning, and it's 8:45 over there because Nashville is an hour difference. So we landed at 9:45 Eastern, and it was 8:45 Central. The minute we landed in Tennessee, our phones clocks immediately turned back. Our phones clocks like they changed once we entered the time zone. and our phone said 8:45 because that was the time we landed in that time zone. So yeah, we deplaned and we worked our way to the baggage claim, and we checked into the Red Roof Inn, which is like across the highway from the airport from Interstate 40. Our hotel was like very close to Interstate 40 and the airport, that you would actually hear planes flying over the hotel. Yeah, we were that close to the airport. You would hear planes like taking off and landing, like right near the airport, like in your hotel room. And we were like right there from Interstate 40. So we got settled in for 2 hours, and I had to charge my phone. And we were actually watching South Park episodes in the room. And then 2 hours later, we start our day out with the Grand Ole Opry. We got a tour of the Grand Ole Opry, and we spent a few hours there. And we got a lot of pictures that day. And we checked out the mall that was like right next to the Grand Ole Opry. It was like an amazing mall. There was like so many stores in there, and the mall looked like it went on forever. And there was like so many choices of stores you could go into. It was like a really nice mall. And we also went inside the Field and Stream shop. Yeah, that was amazing. And we also went to this wax museum of all these singers and performers. It was a lovely sight. And I love that we got a tour of the Grand Ole Opry. And we also went to this one restaurant where they made like really delicious mac and cheese and really good chicken. I forgot the name of it, but my memory will come back sooner or later. Yeah, this mall, like right near the Grand Ole Opry, it was amazing. There was like so much to do in that mall. I'm also wondering if they ever had a Disney store in that mall. It's like hard to tell because all the Disney stores have shut down except for the one in Times Square. Yeah, it was really amazing. That mall basically had it all. And we actually finished the day off early. We finished the day early at like 5 in the afternoon as the sun was setting because we basically did everything. And we were really exhausted because we were so tired from the flight and everything and all the walking we did by the Grand Ole Opry. And we took a lot of pictures that day too, while we were giving a guided tour of the Grand Ole Opry. There was just so much to do and so much to see. It was just amazing how much we did in one day. Like it was our first day in Nashville, and we did only so much in just 6 hours. It was amazing. Like we spent the first half of the day in the Grand Ole Opry and the second half in the mall, where there's a wax museum. It was lovely. And then day 2, November 10th, 2022, we had breakfast at Waffle House, which was right near the hotel. It was actually my first ever breakfast in a Waffle House because in Long Island we don't have a Waffle House. We have an American Waffle House, but it's not the same. I had a really good breakfast in there. Went to breakfast at like 9 in the morning, and we had a really good breakfast in the Waffle House. And then we went to go rent a car at the airport again. We went back to the airport to rent ourselves a car, and that took an hour to do. And we rented ourselves a Chevy. I think it was a Chevy Trailblazer, if I remember correctly. And we actually temporarily went to Kentucky. And we actually went to a dueling ground distillery. We went into the south of Kentucky, and we went to the doing ground distillery, and we got a tour of that place, and it looked really nice. We went inside a distillery in southern Kentucky, and we actually tried like some samples, and afterwards we actually went food shopping in the nearby Walmart to get some food for our room, and then after that we went straight downtown to get a glimpse of the area. Yeah, we decided to check out the downtown area because that's where we were going to be on Saturday, and we decided to get a look-see of what the area is going to look like because we were going to be there all day on Saturday. And we actually ate at some restaurant, I can't remember. It was like some barbecue restaurant. Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank of many restaurants in Nashville, but I did know we went to a barbecue restaurant. And and from the restaurant, we actually had a view of the Tennessee Titans Stadium. We were actually on the highest level of the restaurant where you actually eat outside, and you can actually see the Nissan Stadium, which is where the Titans play. Yeah, it was like a really good dinner that night. And then we went back to the Red Roof Inn. And it was like 9 o'clock, and we had to go to bed early. But we actually had rain at like 6 o'clock in the morning. We actually had rain early that morning because we were actually getting the remnants from Hurricane Nicole. Yeah, the day we arrived in Nashville, we had Hurricane Nicole impacting Florida, and it was working its way up the East Coast while I was in Nashville. And we were actually getting the outer bands of the hurricane while I was in Nashville. We actually had a lot of rain pass through us early that morning, like primarily during the graveyard hours. So yeah, we had to deal with the remnants of Hurricane Nicole. And the remnants actually infected New York City while I was in Nashville. I was glad I was well prepared for that, but I pretty much stuck the hurricane while I was in Tennessee. It was crazy. I was like hiding from a hurricane while I was in Tennessee. It's crazy. Time to make part 2 already.